Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time visiting this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so it's a new week, all right. Yeah, so just as we normally do, we go through these pairs and then see what the market has for us going into a new week. And also remember that we just started. The last quarter of the year begins this month. All right, the last quarter of the year begins, and so officially this week is the first week of the last quarter. And so today's analysis will really be packed. All right, you wouldn't want to miss this. If you are watching, make sure you watch through to the end, because I'll really start the analysis from the 3-month time frame. Now scale it down to the daily or the 4-hour. All right, yeah, so that is just that this week is the first week of a new month and the first week of the last quarter of 2022. All right, that should give you a lot of information. All right, yeah, and this week too, there is so much high impact news on the market this week. Yes, there's going to be a lot of high impact news on the market this week, and so you would want to be very relaxed this week. All right, don't be so much aggressive on your trades. All right, yes, focus more on the lower time frames. All right, if I were you this week, I'll just be scalping the market and all that. All right, the little profits I get in the market, I'll just take it and then what, leave. I'll take it and leave. That is what you should be doing. All right, because we are in the first week of a new month and the first week of the last quarter of the year. So expect so many manipulations to happen this week. All right, be expecting a lot of manipulations to happen. Yeah, so that is just that. Let's go into the market and see what it has for us going into this week. So we'll start with the dollar index. Let's move to the 3-month time frame of the dollar index and see. Let's see something on the 3-month time frame of the dollar index. All right, so yes, so just as you can see, all right, just as you can see, we had a fair value gap here. All right, we had a fair value gap here, and I'll take these as my order blocks. These two bullish candles we are seeing here. All right, yes, I'll take them as my order block. And so price came in to fill this fair value gap we are seeing here. All right, you fill this fair value gap we are seeing here, and then it went to tap into these bullish order blocks we are seeing here, and we saw a rejection. All right, we saw a quick rejection. And so on the 3-month time frame, price is looking for it to reverse to the downside. All right, let's switch to the monthly time frame and see. Let's switch to the monthly time frame and see what is happening. Yeah, so it's I think same thing. All right, just as we saw on the 3-month time frame, we've seen price rejecting very heavily. Let's move to the weekly. Let's move here. So this is the weekly. All right, this is the weekly, and so this is how the market closed last week. All right, this is how the market closed last week. And so going into this week, I'll be expecting to see the dollar index retrace a little bit to this bearish candle we are seeing here. All right, yeah, so I'll be watching how price will react to this zone. Right, yes, so I'll be watching how price will react to this. I'll expect price to move a little bit to this zone, then I'll see how price will react. All right, I wouldn't be surprised if we even see price moving to the downside, breaking this block here, and then coming here before we see a continuation to the upside. But let's move to daily and see what is happening on the daily. Yes, so I'm expecting price to move into the zone. I'll be expecting to see price move into the zone, and then later when we see how price is going to react when it gets into the zone. All right, here, so going into this week, I'll be a little bit bearish on the dollar index. All right, I'll be a little bit bearish on the dollar index. So that is that for the dollar index. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening in AUDUSD. So let's switch to the 3-month and see what is happening in the Yeah, so I was expecting price to what? To move to the zone. Yes, and clearly price is here. All right, and so at this juncture, I don't want to see price what even get below this price line we are seeing here. All right, yes, I want to see a reversal to the upside within this zone. But let's move to the monthly time frame and see. Yeah, so I think it's a little bit clear on the monthly time frame. All right, a little bit clear on the monthly time frame. So we are seeing price right within this zone. All right, yeah, so I'm expecting to see some little bit of what? A push to the upside. All right, yeah, so going forward, I'm bullish on AUDUSD, but let's look at what is happening on the weekly. Yes, so going into this week, I'll expect to see price what? Reverse. All right, reverse to the upside. I want to see some little bit of what? Retracement. All right, to the upside. All right, I'll expect to see some little bit of retracement to the upside. We have an Australian dollar high impact news this week. Yes, we have an Australian dollar high impact news this week, which is Tuesday. All right, which is Tuesday, and it is all about their interest rate or cash rate. All right, yeah, so they are expecting to see some increment. All right, yeah, so let's see. All right, I'll wait for this news. All right, so I'm expecting that they will use this news. All right, I'm expecting that this news will be used to drive price up. All right, I'm expecting that news will be used to drive price up. So let's move to the daily and see. Yeah, so this low here is going to be my point of focus. All right, if price violates this low, then definitely you are going to see price continue to push to the downside. Yeah, so on the daily, this low is going to be where I'll focus on. If price fails to break this low, all right, and definitely we are going to see price shoot to the upside. Yeah, so I'll be very active on this pair right after the high impact news on Tuesday. All right, so far as the Australian dollar is concerned, so I'll be very patient on Monday. I'm not going to do anything on this pair. I'll just wait for the high impact news to be released. Once it released, it's going to give me a clearer direction as to where price wants to move to. All right, it will give me a clearer direction as to where price wants to move to. And so that is just that. All right, that is just that for AUDUSD. Yeah, so this low, all right, this low here is going to be where I'll see how price is going to react. If it fails to break this low, then definitely you're going to see price move to the upside. All right, yes, so once we see price move to the upside, I want to see this high being cleared. Once this high has been broken, then definitely we are going to see bullish prices on AUDUSD. Yeah, so that is just that for AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening on USDCAD. Let's go what is happening on USDCAD. Let's look at what is happening. But let's go back to AUDUSD. All right, let's go back to AUDUSD and let's see if we can see any SMT divergence here. Let's see if we can see any SMT divergence. All right, yeah. Well, the lesson on SMT divergence, I'm still on it. All right, I will definitely bring you that lesson. All right. Throughout last week, I was very busy, even this weekend. All right, so this Saturday I couldn't really do anything. All right, today being Sunday, that is when I'm getting the time to do the analysis for you people. So I've already recorded the first part of the SMT divergence, so I'm yet to render. I'm yet to do the various video editing, render, and then post it on my YouTube channel. So definitely within this week, you're going to get it, all right? If not Monday, Tuesday, you're going to get the first part of the SMT divergence. That is understanding the market structures. Then later on, I'll post the SMT divergence proper. But let's see, all right? Let's compare AUDUSD to... Let's compare AUDUSD with NZDUSD, all right? They are positively correlated pairs. Let's compare them and see if we can see any SMT divergence. All right, let's see if we can see any SMT divergence on them. Once we spot that SMT divergence, is going to give us a head up. All right, it's going to give us a head up as to where the market is going to move to. Yeah, so let's compare NZD/USD and see. All right, yeah, so I think it's just the same, but let's see. Yeah, we are not seeing any. This low has been taken. All right, so at the moment we are not seeing any SMT divergence on them. All right, we are not seeing any SMT divergence on them. Yeah, so that is that. All right, that is that. Let's switch to USDCAD and see what is happening. Let's switch to USDCAD and see what is happening. Let's move the 3-month time frame and see. Yes, so for USDCAD, this is what is happening on USDCAD. All right, yeah, this is what is happening on USDCAD. This high was I I marked this equal high somewhere last year. All right, yeah, I marked this equal high somewhere last year, and looking at how price is reacting, I think it really want to take off this equal highs we are seeing here then into this other block. All right, but look at this. This is a 3-month time frame, and look at this heavy impulse swing that we've seen here. All right, you've seen a very heavy impulse swing here, and so at the moment I'll be expecting to see what some level of what correction, all right, before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, yeah, so apparently this candle what is over. All right, when market opens, you're going to see a new 3-month candle form. All right, when market opens, you're going to see a new 3-month candle forms, and so by that I want to see price retrace. All right, I want to see price retrace, and then we see a move to the upside. But let's switch to the monthly time frame and see what is happening. Yeah, so this is a monthly time frame. All right, yeah, so we've seen a very huge impulse swing to the upside, of which at the moment I want to see price move to this zone. All right, before we see a continuation to the upside, taking off the relative equal highs we are seeing here. Yeah, so that is just that on the monthly. All right, yeah, so on the weekly we realize that price has filled a fair value gap here. All right, we had a small imbalance here that price has filled. All right, and you have an order block here too as well. So I'm expecting to see retracement. All right, I'm expecting to see price retrace to this bullish order block we are seeing here. All right, there has been a bullish order block form here on the weekly. All right, so I want to see price retrace to this order block we are seeing here. I want to see price retrace to this order block we are seeing here before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, so going into this week I'll be bearish. Yes, going into this week I'll be bearish on USDCAD. All right, I'll be looking for bearish prices on USDCAD. So that is the daily. All right, that is the daily, and so I'll take this low as my long-term low. All right, I'll take this as my long-term low. Yes, I'll take this as my long-term low, and once this low is broken, all right, once this low is broken, then definitely we are going to see price push to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is how I'll be looking at price. Yes, so we have an order block here. All right, yeah, so once this block is being violated, and definitely you are going to see bearish prices on USDCAD. All right, once we see this happening, all right, once we see it, then definitely we are going to see this happening as well. All right, yeah, so that is my expectation on USDCAD. That is my expectation on USDCAD. All right, that is my expectation on USDCAD. Let's check for SMT divergence. All right, so you're going to use USDCAD. You're going to use USDCAD and USDCHF. All right, we'll use USDCAD and USDCHF. USDCAD and USDCHF. All right, I'm going to check on the 4-hour to see USDCAD, USDCHF, to see if I can spot. Yes. This is an SMT divergence. All right, there is a clear SMT divergence we are seeing here. All right, look at this. All right, price what last Friday, price what took out this high, but look at what happened here. All right, it failed to take out this high. All right, that tells you that this high, all right, price just went up to clear buy stops here. All right, that price just went up to clear buy stops here, and you see this one. All right, that tells you there's some form of bearish pressure setting in the market. All right, yeah, so basically that is how I look at my SMT divergence, but I'll go deeper. All right, I'll go deeper. This is just a confirmation that I want to find out. All right, here, so USDCAD, USDCHF, we are seeing an SMT divergence. All right, we are seeing a clear SMT divergence forming on USDCAD, USDCHF. All right, yes, so this high was taken, this high was not taken. All right, this high was not taken, this high was taken. All right, this high was taken. All right, so check the date, look at the date. All right, look at the date, I think it's 28, it should be 28, 26, yeah, something like that. And just look at this high. All right, 26 thereabout. It's still the same thing, 26, 28. They are still in the same range. All right, this high has been taken, price would fail to take up this high. So we are seeing an SMT divergence on USDCAD and then USDCHF. All right, so that gives us a clue. All right, that gives us a clue as to where price is going to move to next. All right, yeah, so I'm strongly bearish on USDCAD. All right, I'm strongly bearish on USDCAD, and so going into this week, I'll be looking for bearish prices on USDCAD. All right, yeah, so that is just that for USDCAD. Let's look at what is happening on EURAUD. Let's look at what is happening on EURAUD. So for EURAUD, let's switch to the 3 months. All right, let's switch to the 3 month time frame. Yes, so this is it on the EURAUD. All right, so we've seen price move. We've seen price move to the zone. All right, then we've seen a quick rejection. And so price is stuck within this range. All right, price is stuck within this range high and this range low, of which you have seen an order block here. All right, so I'll be expecting to see price push a little bit up, all right, to this low, before we see any movement. But let's look at what is happening on the monthly time frame. Let's look at what is happening on the monthly time frame. So this is it. All right, so on the monthly time frame, we are seeing a bearish order block here, all right, of which price is what is trying to tap into before we see any retracement. All right, yes, of which price will tap into, but I'll expect to see price move a little bit lower to this previous high. All right, to this previous high we are seeing here before we see a continuation to the upside. All right, yes, so about the weekly. On the weekly, we are also having a bullish order block here. All right, we are also having a bullish order block here, of which I want to see price shoot to the zone. All right, I want to see price shoot to the zone before we see price move up here. All right, before we see price move up here. So that is just that on the weekly time frame. Let's go to daily and see what is happening daily. Yeah, so that is it. All right, yeah, so we've seen a very huge impulse move to the upside. The next one is the correction. So I want to see price move to the zone before we see a continuation to the upside. So going into this week, I'll be bearish. All right, I'll be heavily bearish. All right, I'll be heavily bearish on Euro AUD. I'll be heavily bearish on Euro AUD. Yeah, so that is that. All right, that is that for Euro AUD. I'm going to be very bearish on Euro AUD. All right, yeah. So that is just that for Euro AUD. Let's look at what is happening on Euro CHF. Let's go to second Euro CHF. Yeah, so straight to the 3 month. Straight to the 3 months. So for the 3 months, you're not seeing any clearer price action in here. All right, price is still bearish. All right, price is still looking bearish here. Let's shift to the monthly and see. Yeah, so for the monthly too, same. All right, the monthly too, same. You saw price taking out the all-time low of Euro CHF. Yes, you've seen price taking out the all-time low of Euro CHF, and so I want to see this low being intact for a couple of time. All right, I want to see this low being intact for a couple of time. Once the all-time low has been cleared, a new all-time low has been formed on Euro CHF, and so for that matter, I want to see price respect that and move to the upside for some period of time before any movement is going to happen, and it will happen. All right, yeah. So that is that for Euro AUD. Let's look at the weekly and see. Yeah, so this is the weekly. All right, so I want to see price break this high. All right, I want to see this high being taken. All right, let me take this line off. I want to see this high being taken. All right, I want to see all these liquidity void being filled. All right, I want to see all this liquidity void being filled, and we see a push to the upside. We have a little bit of imbalance here. We clear that imbalance. All right, here. So there's a long-term plan. There's a very long-term plan. All right, yeah. So that is that on the weekly. Let's move to the daily and see what is happening on the daily. Yeah, so the daily, you've seen price after several multiple rejection, I've seen price finally make an impulse move to the upside, and so I want to see this happening. I want to see price reverse back into the zone before we see a move to the upside. Yeah, so that is my expectation on Euro CHF so far as the daily is concerned. All right, yeah, so I'm going to use this block. I'm going to use this block here, this other block we are seeing here. All right, I don't want to see price break below this block. All right, yes. So I'm expecting to see price push here before we see a move to the upside. All right, yeah. So that is my expectation on Euro CHF. That is my expectation on Euro CHF. Let's look at what is happening on CHFJPY. It's been a long time I looked at this pair. All right, but there's something very interesting happening. There's something very interesting happening on CHFJPY. There's something very interesting happening on CHFJPY. All right, yeah. So look at the daily, but let's switch to the 3-month time frame. All right, let's switch to the 3-month time frame and see what is happening on the 3-month time frame. So look at this. I think this is the all-time high. Yeah, look at where price is. Look at where price is. So for a very long time now, we've seen what bullish prices on CHFJPY for a very long time now. We've seen what bullish prices on CHFJPY. All right, finally it got to the other block here, and so I want to see price reverse. All right, for a very long time I want to see price push to the downside over a long period of time. All right, so long term I'm going to be very bearish on CHFJPY. I'm going to be very bearish on CHFJPY. Let's switch to the monthly and see. All right, yeah, so that is that on the monthly. Let's switch to the weekly and see what is happening on the weekly. Yeah, so this is that on the weekly. All right, yeah, so going into a new week, I want to see price move heavily to the downside. Yeah, I want to see an aggressive move to the downside, clearing this low. All right, clearing this low. And so going into next week, I'll be looking for bearish prices. I'll be looking for bearish prices on CHFJPY. All right, I'll be looking for bearish prices on CHFJPY. So we had an impulse move last week, all right, a correction, all right, and when price got into this zone, we saw what a rejection. I want to see price continue to move to the downside, taking out first of all this low and this low to as well, all right, taking out this low and this low to as well. And so that is my expectation on CHFJPY. All right, that is my expectation on CHFJPY going into this week. I'm very, very bearish on this pair. All right, I'm very, very, very bearish on this pair. Yeah, so that is just that for CHFJPY. All right, that is just that for CHFJPY. Let's look at what is happening on GBPAUD. All right, so in place of GBPJPY, I replaced it with GBPAUD, because for GBPJPY, after assessing the yields of the various market, all right, both currencies are weak, all right. So I wouldn't be surprised if I see GBPJPY underperforming, all right. I wouldn't be surprised, all right, because both pairs are very, very weak, and so it doesn't make sense concentrating on that pair for now, all right. It doesn't make sense concentrating on that pair for now. That is why I chose to replace it with GBPAUD. All right, so this is what is happening on GBPAUD. Bear in mind, GBPAUD, EURAUD are positively correlated pairs. They are positively correlated pairs. So just as I'm bullish on EURAUD, I'm also bullish on GBPAUD. All right, yeah. So just as I had a sentiment, all right, a bullish sentiment on the long time frame, on a higher time frame, I also have that same bullish sentiment on GBPAUD. All right, so far as the higher time frame is concerned. So looking at the 3 months, I want to see price push a little bit up, all right, to this zone, all right, before we see any significant movement happening in the market. But let's look at what is happening on the monthly. Yeah, so that is that. All right, I want to see this high taken. All right, I want to see this high taken. All right, I want to see this high taken. I want to see this high taken into this zone. All right, into this zone, and even to the other block we are seeing here. All right, yeah. So for GBPAUD on a higher time frame, I want to see bullish prices on a higher time frame. But let's switch to the weekly and see what is happening on the weekly. All right, yeah. So this is what is happening weekly. All right, you've seen price made a very heavy impulse move to the upside, and so at the moment I want to see the correction. All right, yes, I'll take this as my weekly order block. I'll take this as my weekly order block, and so I want to see price move to the zone, all right, before we see a continuation to the upside. And so going into this week, I'll be looking for bearish prices on EURAUD. All right, yeah. So that is just that. All right, I want to see price move to this zone before we see a push to the upside. Yeah, so that is my expectation on GBPAUD going into this week. All right, yeah. So that is just that. All right, that is just that for this week, and then the last quarter of the year. All right, yeah. So this week's forecast, just as I told you, has been very packed. I gave you what I'm expecting so far as the last quarter is concerned, and what I'm expecting this week. All right, and don't forget this week too is NFP. All right, so you might want to be very, very careful on the market so far as taking trades is concerned. If you're not part of my Flux Forex Telegram community, look through the description box below. The link is there. Click on the link and be part of the Flux Forex Telegram community. All right, just as I promised you, the SMT divergence lesson will come off. All right, will come off. I'll post the first part of the lesson within this week. I promise. All right, I promise. I really promise. I'm going to do that for you guys, and then the subsequent one will follow as well. If you haven't subscribed, please hit on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell as well. All right, I wish you all good luck and then good trade. I'll come your way again another time.